What's going on, people, and welcome back to Word on the Corner. You understand? We're back again, back our blood clot again. You understand? Another transfer window is upon us, so you lot know the vibes. Word on the Corner will be in your lives Monday to Friday until the end of the transfer window. So make sure you lot pull up every morning during the weekday, Monday to Friday. We will be here giving you that Arsenal transfer news. You feel me? So before we get into Word from the Corner today, obviously England played last night. We started our Euro 2024 campaign with a 1-0 win against Serbia. Now, blood clot Saka, you understand, there was major talk about Saka. Should he start? Should he be dropped? Should Palmer be starting on the right instead of him? And you get me, Southgate made a decision to stick with the star boy, the main man, the big man, who has been England's best player over the last 2 years. You understand? He's got the awards. He was top goal scorer in our last tournament, the World Cup in Qatar. And obviously, he played a major role in us getting that win. Lovely assist for the boy Jude. You get me? Jude haters in the mud. Saka haters in the mud. Cry more. Cry. Blood clot more blood. You understand? Phil Foden, nowhere to be seen. Harry Kane, more like Harry Blaine blood. You get me? Big shout out to Mark Gay as well. You understand? He looked very composed at centre back. You get me? In the chat before, obviously in the watch along, the chat was saying that Gay looked nervous, and I didn't think he looked nervous. I just think he just looked calm and in his zone, and he had a fantastic performance out there. Probably our best defender. You get me? So shout him out as well, blood. You get me? Southgate, second half, he done what he does, blood. You get me? Part the bus. You understand? Went back to our old ways from that great performance in the first half. He went back again to his bullshit. You get me? I don't want to see Trent as well in the midfield. You get me? Don't want to see Trippier at left back. Changes need to be made for the next game against Denmark. But you get me? Back again. We'll be live at 12:15. This should be out before that as well. So you get me? We'll talk about that in back again. But big up Bakal, blood clot Saka. Every damn time, blood. You get me? Now, let's get into Word on the Corner. You get me? Now, the word on the corner I'm getting is that Arsenal have set a asking price of £30 million for our Ghanaian midfielder, Thomas Partey. You understand? Now, obviously, we've seen in the media that a few Saudi clubs are interested in the Ghanaian, looking to give him that big payday that a lot of people that have gone to the Saudi Pro League have received. And 30 million is the asking price that Arsenal have put on his head. For me, if you're going to sell Partey, you have to bring in an adequate replacement, blood. You get me? He has to come in to that midfield and slot in like a glove, blood. You get me? I don't want no man that's coming in to learn his game. That is a lower, that is like, there's a big gap of levels between him, Rice, and Odegaard. I don't want that, but I need someone on the level of Rice and Odegaard. Partey only made 14 appearances. You get me? Is his worst injury rigged season for us. After that great season, the season before, he was, you understand, blighted by injuries. He still can play a part, blood. He still can play a role. He still can make an impact. But for me, I think that we do need to address that centre midfield area, whether or not Partey leaves the club, blood. You get me? 30 million for a man that's got a year left on his contract. I think that's fair due, blood. You get me? The Saudi clubs will be able to pay it. So if they do bring the readies forward, you could see Thomas Partey leaving Arsenal Football Club. You get me? And as I've been saying that we need a adequate replacement for Partey, we have been linked again heavily this morning with Amadou Onana. Now, we've been linked with him a couple windows before, blood. You get me? I rate the player. You understand? I think he's a top prospect. I don't think he's ready, though, to go into an Arsenal midfield and be the mainstay. You understand? Obviously, predominantly he plays at DM. Played a few games in the centre midfield position as well. But he's more, you get me? He's more up and down. Pause. You get me? He's like a Vieira. He's a box-to-box man. You know what I mean? Patrick, not Fabio. Let's get that in as well, blood. You get me? But if we're going to replace Partey with Onana, I'm not sure about that one. You get me? I'm all for bringing Onana to the club and having him as cover. You get me? But we need someone better than Amadou Onana to go into the midfield next season if we're going to attack that Premier League and try and bring it home after 21 years, because it's going to be 21 years. We're going into 21 years now, blood. You understand? 21 seconds ago, 21 years ago. You understand? We won the league 21 years ago. We won the league 21 years ago. You understand? It's mad, bro. You get me? Like, people are going to run that on us now, bro. You understand? So we have to, you get me, bring that league title home. I don't think Amadou Onana will be a mainstay and be capable of doing that job. Maybe in a few years, you get me, we bring in a bad man, and then he can learn his game off the bad man, Odegaard and Rice. But we're going to keep an eye on that, you get me. They're asking for big money as well, blood. 50 million they want for their man there. So you get me, we're going to have to keep an eye on that one. Xavi Simons. Now, the Dutch played yesterday, 2-1 victory against Poland. And Xavi Simons looked very, very good. You understand? He's a top prospect. He had a great season at Leipzig last year. Obviously, he's a PSG player. And Arsenal have been keeping an eye on him, you get me. But PSG have broken silence on the Xavi Simons situation. And they basically said that we're willing to loan him out next season, but you get me, we're not looking to sell him, blood. You understand? So it's looking like Xavi Simons is available for a loan. Would you take Xavi Simons on loan for a season? I personally would take him on loan for a season. I wouldn't go out and sign him. You get me? I think that there's other players in the market that we should be looking at in that area. But I think for a year, you get me, he can be a stopgap. You understand? And he's a good stopgap, not like Willian and them dickheads, blood. You get me? Fucking Pablo Mari and them man there, blood. This is a proper stopgap. This can get us through a season with him as cover. You get me? And then maybe, who knows, blood, at the end of that season, who knows, fam? You get me? Because with the Odegaard deal, we weren't supposed to sign Odegaard. It was just supposed to be a straight loan, but then we went back again and got him. So maybe we can do the same thing with Xavi Simons. I rate the player, blood. You understand? Top talent. He was causing problems yesterday against Poland. And you get me? We're going to have to keep an eye on that one as well, people. Speaking of the Poland game, Jakub Kiwior, he had a fantastic performance yesterday in that game. Unfortunate not to get a goal and unfortunate not to be on the winning side. But the Pole played in the centre-back position, left centre-back, and he was outstanding, bro. You get me? I cannot lie, blood. You understand? And there's rumours that obviously the Serie A clubs are interested in him. Juventus are the main club, and AC Milan that are showing interest in Jakub. Arsenal have said that they want 20 million for him. For me, I've said it already that I wouldn't sell Jakub in it. You get me? Because if we sell him, we're going to have to go into the market and bring in another centre-back, blood. Because then we don't have cover for Saliba and Gabriel, blood. You get me? And we need cover for them because if anything goes wrong, you get me? We saw when Saliba got injured in the season before and Holding went into the centre-back area, capitulation settings, blood. You get me? With Kiwior, he looks proper at centre-back, blood. You get me? He was up against pace. He was up against decent, like, quality player in Xavi Simons. Man like Headband, a.k.a. Memphis Depay. You understand? And obviously, man like Gakpo. But he done really well, blood. You get me? And I'm not really... I don't really agree with us selling him, blood. You get me? I don't think that should happen. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Because like I said, we got areas in the team that need to be addressed, blood. The striking position. You get me? We saw Sesko yesterday. Sesko looked good, blood. I can't lie, fam. He has a ferocious shot, blood. You get me? He was very unlucky not to get on the score sheet for Slovenia. But for me, the striking area, the centre midfield, and the right wing, you get me? They are the areas that need to be addressed, blood. You understand? So for me, selling a Kiwior, you understand? You're going to have to go and invest in that area. And then there's more important areas that need addressing, blood. You get me? So hopefully we don't sell Kiwior. You understand? I'm not on that, blood. You get me? People will have to leave. You understand? People will have to leave, blood. You get me? Smith Rowe might go, unfortunately. Reece is probably on his way out. Ramsdale, that's one we're going to have to keep an eye on, blood. You get me? Because we're going to demand a big fee for Ramsdale. And you get me? Will he want to stay on the bench next season? Because you know the David Raya deal, that's going to get done. You get me? So, you understand? We have to keep our eyes on that one as well, blood. But, you get me? The transfer window's open now. It opened on Friday. We need to get some deals done. You get me? Because we can't be going with this same squad against Man City. Because, you feel me? We fell on our face 2 times. And, you understand? I don't want it to be a hat-trick, fam. You get me? But that's all the news I have for you today, people. You get me? Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on the news that I've spoke on in the comments below. You get me? Let me know, would you sell Partey? Let me know, would you do you think Onana is the correct signing to replace Partey? Should we keep Kiwior? And should we bring in Xavi Simons on a loan deal, blood? You get me? One last time, big up Macau, blood clot Saka. You understand? My brother, my star boy, my winger. You know the vibes, blood. Phil Foden, where you there? Can't see you nowhere, dog. You get me? You're hiding like when your mom got smoked, blood. You know, like that. But we'll leave it on that note, blood. You get me? Like, share, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy Troops. And until tomorrow, man's out, blood.